All right, Cyber Traders, good afternoon and welcome on back here this Wednesday, November 15th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Great to see Jeff, Chuck, Kathleen, and all of our students and members alike inside our live trading room. I've been finished up since the morning. It was a phenomenal morning. Caught a great bounce on AMD, and otherwise, that was my main horse in the race. SPY was a little choppy heading into the late morning, then pulled back. So otherwise, plus, and that is enough for me. So great to see Ravina, Michael, Chuck, and all of us just joining us. Otherwise, perhaps if not inside our live trading room, then of course on social, on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works. And with that, hey, I missed out on this EBIX stock. I was calling it out, as it was popping over 550, over 6. This thing took off. But, to see it when it was already pumping up, you do want to look for support. You do want to look for a pullback, maybe. It just kept popping. So we had our pullback. We have it right here. And hopefully this can make another pop up higher towards that 7-ish, 750 area. I have no problem putting this on our watch list to begin, but if this is the end of the ride and this ends up snapping below the consolidation here, obviously it's just to say to watch out, but it's already on a bit of a spread here and there. So, we'll definitely add this to our watch list so far, and hopefully it keeps going. Hopefully it holds this. Now, otherwise, SPY was choppy heading into the late morning, early afternoon. Now it's starting to make a slight little reversal. Keyword there is little. We don't know if it's going to look to make that breakout higher once again. Might be just more of a choppier afternoon. Then perhaps tomorrow we could have our better day. So what we'll just do is run it right from top to bottom here. Otherwise, see what we could add to our watch list here with this EBIX. Oh, slowing down there, TradeStation, aren't you? Geez. All right, so hopefully we can go through this rather fast, but NITE, N-I-T-E, or K-N-T-E, jeez, ended up seeing this make a nice little pop earlier this morning. Let me set this back to my pre-market settings here. There we go. Ended up seeing this pop over 2, moved up towards 250-ish and above after the open, topped off right around 270. I guess it's trying to make a small push back up right now, but this is, again, kind of what we call the second wind type of move. The thing about this that I do like for right now as I'm talking to you is that this is holding over the VWAP price. I don't know why my time in sales is also not set the way it should be here too. Oh, it's also, I got to reset my tape. Either way, though, as we continue to move forward. You know what? I'll come back to this even at the end. I'll put this on our side list for right now. Normally, a stock like this doesn't really make a great second push, so it's starting to bounce, but I feel like it could pull back here pretty soon. We'll come back to it here at the end. All right, so we got the night trade, EBIX. What else here? Oh boy. All right. I could already tell TradeStation, oof, a little slow here right now. We'll try and run through this rather fast. PAPL, I just mentioned inside our chat board, it was a new IPO breaking all-time high. When you take a look at the order book and see how thin it is, that's a bad sign to begin. So unfortunately, what happened with this is what happens with a lot of these, cheap stocks that make an all-time high early on. Just take one look at our old friend VSME here, right? Pretty familiar stock to a few of us here, and just that was at like $8, right? And tanked all the way down. So yeah, PAPL, unfortunately, this didn't really have great liquidity to really be a great trade for us, let alone continue here, of course, and back down it goes. All right, so we keep it going here, though. Skin. We saw Skin earlier today. It was starting to make a nice recovery, dead cat bounce, so to say, trying to fill the gap. Actually, a bunch of volume coming in here, actually, of late. The last 30 or so minutes, hour even, someone's been doing something, and I can't go back on my tape here. Got the tiny time in sales showing. So Skin, I feel like for a stock that came off seemingly bad news yesterday, it made a nice little pop, nice little push to begin. I don't expect a lot more, so I'll come back to it with the night trade, put it on the side list for right now. Good liquidity, good volume, but kind of looks like almost like a buyout here at this point. And I don't think that's the case for this stock, just with the gap that we had yesterday. All right, so Newegg here ended up seeing this make a nice little pop earlier, I saw, right? And just a little slow right now. It's still closer to the highs than it is the lows. Newegg here, NEGG, and not really much of a I don't know, maybe it just popped up a moment ago here. 110, he got one at 107 also, so it doesn't really stand out too much. Certainly not like what we had here at 95 cents, about 85,000 on the bid right there. I guess it doesn't hurt us to add this to our main list here. It's like kind of safe, slow stock. You could say the same on Skin, but I feel like Skin's a little different there in terms of the move that it made the last, day or two. All right, so what we'll do is try and keep it moving here as fast as we can. I definitely feel a nice lag here on TradeStation. Very slow here this afternoon, suddenly. All right, ASTS, nice little pop here, actually, not just from today and recovering from earlier this week, but breaking over last week's resistance. It's trying to make a nice little gap fill, actually, as we're talking. So big gap back from summertime here, topped off right around 477, and look at where it is right now. You know what? Again, similar to the Newegg trade, it's closer to the highs than it is the lows. It's tradable. Still gap fill opportunity here. I don't mind it. Barber W calling out laser, and Michael calling out VFC inside our live trading room. So I'll just get to those in just a moment. Damon says your volume is broadcasting a heavy echo. Let me know if that's the case for all of us here collectively. But again, I don't know what happened yesterday, but my audio is good this morning. I didn't change any settings. So should be good to go at least here. Sound okay? Okay, good. See, with this past week, I got to ask. I always like to ask, but I got to ask, especially from yesterday. Damon, my friend, just do a quick log out, log back in. Probably just a little glitch from your side. We'll be good to go there. Far-fetched, FTCH. I always confuse this with Abercrombie and Fitch, FTCH. So, yeah, this one here trying to make a nice pop, breaking up a little bit higher as we're talking. It's got a bunch of liquidity here. It needs to break over just at the highs, 188, 189. This had like 50K a second ago. I like this for right now. I'll add this too and come back to Tasha TSHA. Great stock from this morning. So popped earlier today. We called this out pretty early on. Caught a good chunk of it. But from there, again, just what goes up comes back down twice as fast as, we'd like to say at least here. Ooh, BKTT or BKKT. This is a crypto stock, and I forgot about this one for a little while because it looks like it kind of stunk for a long time, just dropped off even as Bitcoin popped recently and the others went. So, you know what? This one right now, I just looking at the intraday chart, it's going to be hard to ignore as well, kind of like the far-fetched. This stock is not a miner as much. They're more affiliated with crypto wallets, Bitcoin and crypto wallets for storage. So, that's just from what I remember the last cycle back in 2021. And yeah, I'll add that to our list here too. Chegg, not really doing too much right now, more flat here. So I'll pass on this trade. At Target. Very flat for a $130 stock. Man, we got a lot to work with on the gainer side. It might seem like, obviously, TradeStation a little slow on me here right now, but there is a lot that we need to dig through. So it's going to be kind of a longer meeting here. Just got to make sure that we can kind of tie up all loose ends, make sure that we, go through everything. Looks like it's not just BKKT. It might be just the crypto stocks here making a small recovery from yesterday. There's Barbara's laser. Barbara W. inside our live trading room called out LAZR, I think, just before. I think that was her. Yeah, nice pop from the morning, Barbara. Definitely. Great stock from earlier, and it's very tradable on a day-to-day basis. Just the issue is that it's dropped off for a little while over the last several months. So we've had our eye off of it for a little while with that in mind. Can't short it. And, nice move here today. So maybe the more this moves up, we'll have this back in our sights again. SANA. Yeah, not terrible. Man, there is still so much that we got to go through. I'm going to probably just kind of skim this right now, see if there's anything that's more of like a well-known stock or name, something I'm familiar with. PACB, one of them. Looks like a nice Fausto flag on this trade, actually. So, you know what? Kind of where I'm going to like pick and choose here now just to conserve time. I'll add this trade. Looks good. Nope, that's not SOXL. This is SGML. My eyes, I need new contacts. I swear to you. All right. What else we got here? That Clean Spark. You got Macy's with earnings tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not going to be really too keen to follow Macy's. They're not like Tesla. They're not like volatile like Tesla. So pass on that right now. Tomorrow, though, different story. JD coming off earnings. Nice little pop and drop from earlier. Blink with another up day, but kind of flat right now here this afternoon. That might just about wrap it up for my kind of quick scan through here, folks. If there's anything else looking like really familiar, like this one actually I wanted to look at before we jump over to the loser side, Hawaiian Electrics. You remember this? Obviously, unfortunately, with the situation that happened in Maui, this stock was the main one that we were following off of it, and it reminded us a lot like the stock PCG with the California wildfires and how long that took to materialize as like any sort of bounce or move, whatever it may be. Damn, too much time has gone by. Actually, I got to reset my daily chart to show this one. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this one ended up dropping off back in 18 into 19. Oh my God, time's flying. So with the Hawaiian Electric trade, very similar, kind of pattern as we see here. Looking at the big gap down, big drop, flattened out for a while. I just wanted to take a look at the intraday here. It's not really good here for this afternoon. All right, so I'll come back to the chat board. I'll come back to YouTube and all of our social feeds here in just a moment. Let me just do my job and go across the losers list here. And I say do my job because we're working in an up market. Market's bouncing back up right now, so probably not going to find too many stocks here on this losers list, right? Just kind of sift through here fast and really just only a number of these are down more than 5%. So really not much to look at actually even here. Yep, and that's actually it. I mean, I kind of filtered this based on volume too, so I kind of weeded out all the low volume crap there that I normally would go through. Damon says, check out TSMC. TSMC. TSM. Taiwan Semiconductor. I mean, we'll follow SOXL, which is a semiconductor ETF, more volatile, cheaper, more bang for the buck. Barbara W again with Tesla. We love Tesla here. So, if you do well on Tesla on a day-to-day level, then I'm sure you're going to be more keen to follow it. That's typically what I'll say for a stock like this going forward. A stock like this, stock like my AMD from earlier, which you could see I still have some lines set up. This had such a good bounce earlier today. Oh my God, from 117. This had great support off the daily chart. And it was just one of those things that fell into my lap just at the perfect time because I didn't even have a level set there. I didn't think it was going to drop that low at all today, let alone the morning here at the market open. So I was kind of like checking on the daily chart, improvising. I'm like, holy, yeah, I forgot about this. And it led to the perfect bounce at the perfect time, but ended up coming back down. I wish I could say I got out on my calls right at that 120 level, but it pulled back down. It was a nice healthy profit, but obviously got out before it pulled back lower and back below those dashed red lines. So, now at this point, just sinking lower here, lower low just before. Looks like another lower high here. Not really too keen to follow it myself going into the close. Just, you're going to see a lot of these stocks here now at this point. Maybe a stock like Coinbase, which is having a good day today, just not really as volatile as we normally see it to be. Mara is having a pretty good day today, actually. Sneaky. I didn't really notice that until right now. I've been mainly focused on AMD and the SPY myself today, and PLTR. PLTR was a dead trade, though, after it failed to hold over 2020. So kind of same deal as AMD fell off, so did PLTR. But, getting back to the crypto stocks, I have BKKT on our watch list, and that's a crypto stock. I don't need to add every single one on here. And if anything, Mara is looking like it's making a lower high. So, you know what? I'll pass on this even. All right, let me check social media right now, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, etc., etc. I have a couple comments here, so I'll take a quick look. So I got Shopify, and then I ended up seeing one just before on Ford, but Ford's like really slow. Yeah, Shopify is just another sideless stock. They came off really good earnings, double beat, I think, and raised guidance, if I'm not mistaken, on top. So very strong push even from the CPI report. And, if you do option calls on them, that could be something to follow, but, nothing really too special on it. And Ford, this is way too slow for us normally. Unless if it's coming off really good earnings or news, on that exact day, not even kind of afterwards. This normally is just such a high float, high volume stock. It's like watching the grass grow normally. So check Benzinga here before we wrap up. Timeout. Let me refilter my scan here. Refilter my scan. So we got the EBIX stock already on our list. This is rounding back up. So, hopefully more to come on this one. Mira, not really doing a whole lot there. The skin trade we had on our side list, we said we'd come back to this one at the end. And you know what? It's got a great book, great spread. It's low risk for us to at least slip this on here for right now. Do that. And then what else? KNTE, NITE. This one not looking too great. It's pulling back a bit. It looks like it wants to snap right under that VWAP price and tank. So for right now on this one, at least we'll pass. All right, so folks, hey, heading into the close here in total, we got 2, 4, 6, 7 stocks to work with. I'll post these coming up pretty shortly. Got to recharge and refill up on water, that's for sure. A long day's worth of talking, but I love it, though, working with all of our students one-on-one. Just got to refill up a little bit. So, hey, Rich will be on the mic in about 15 minutes. I'll be in the chat board, as always, up until 3:30. If you see something, say something. And otherwise, hey, best of luck trading, folks. Take care.